It's back, all right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the match previews on the Dugout Football channel. And it is the opening game of the season. This time tomorrow, Liverpool will be taking on AFC Bournemouth at Anfield. As defending champions, it feels so weird to be saying those words again. First time since 2019-2020, we will be defending champions. And I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by a very, very special guest. I mean, a good friend of mine as well, Mr. Matthew Harrison from Up the Cherries in all departments. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, all good, buddy. Thanks for inviting me on. Always good to be on your shows, mate. And yeah, love your channel. So yeah, always willing to come on to a show with you, mate. Always.
Likewise, it's a pleasure to have you. Yeah, another season is upon us, Matt. How are you feeling going into the season?
Yeah, obviously, everyone will probably be looking at the Bournemouth situation and saying, how many players we've lost. We've lost, virtually our back line from last season, including the goalkeeper. Um, So yeah, I'm sure from outsiders looking in, they probably think it's been quite a bad window for Bournemouth. It hasn't been great. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, I think pretty much every player has been linked to move away from the club, sort of from the end of last season throughout the summer. So it could have been a lot worse. No, in fairness though, we haven't made too many signings, but the signings we have made have been positive. Obviously, we've lost Kerkez to you guys. I think that must have been like the biggest kept secret in football for the amount of time he was linked to Liverpool. He was always destined to be going to Liverpool. And to be fair, Kerkez, and I'm sure you've and your viewers have seen him play recently. In friendlies and in the Community Shield. You've got a great player there. He's a fantastic
Mm,
back. But our replacement, in my opinion, is probably defensively, slightly defensively better. And probably is equally as good going forward. So very happy with our replacement in Adrian Truffert, who we signed earlier on in the summer. So very happy with that. We've just signed a new centre back. Um, Now let me pronounce it right. Diakite, I think is how you pronounce it. Um, Really good defender. I've looked him up on YouTube. Aggressive in the tackle, really good at bringing the ball out of the back four as well. So yeah, will suit our play very, very well. So happy with that. But when you look at it as a whole, we probably will need before the end of the window to bring in a couple of new faces, especially with Sinistera set to go out on loan. And obviously, we do have the Dango Atara situation as well. Being linked to Brentford and him looking at other options. So yeah, still quite a bit of work to do, I think, in the window. But our recruitment's been excellent over the last few years, and I've got a lot of faith in our recruitment department. So it's going to take a bit of time, but I think hopefully we can get a few more signings in before the window. And in fairness, I think I'll be quite happy with what we've got, and hopefully have another good season.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I watched you against Everton in that sort of Premier League series, and I really liked what I was seeing. Some really, really good counter-attacking play and lovely goals to, and obviously being Everton 3-0 would have been very, very pleasing as well.
Yeah, the summer series, we started really brightly against Everton. Yeah, I remember we did a watch along for that one, and that was a really pleasing performance. The rest of the summer series, to be fair, wasn't great, but that's what pre-season's all about. I don't like to look too much
Yeah,
into pre-season results. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're probably the same. For me, it's more about the preparation, seeing the new players, how they're settling in. And we played a few players in different roles as well, because obviously we've had a few injuries, obviously, which I'm sure we'll touch on shortly. And so we were playing players in slightly different roles as well. And that's kind of what preseason's all about. It's about players getting game time, fitness, preparation, more than results for me. We looked a lot better against Real Sociedad last Saturday, even though it was a 0-0 draw. And we had 2 games that day. The squad was some of the squad played in 2 games that day. We played their B team in the morning, and in the evening we played the first team. So yeah, from that game, we looked pretty good as well. So I think I look very. I don't look very much into result wise. I look more into
Mm.
the individual performance and things like that. Really. But yeah, tomorrow, that's the dress rehearsal out of the way. It's all about tomorrow night now.
And yeah, Anfield to begin the season. I suppose in a way, are you like quite happy that you sort of get Anfield out of the way?
Well, ask me that question tomorrow.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I suppose let's be realistic. We are going to the champions, and I'm not just saying this because obviously I'm on your channel. You're a Liverpool fan. In my opinion, Liverpool are the best team in the country. Not just because they won the league last season. I think, it may be different to when you won the league last time. I think you're showing a lot of intention to want to retain the title this year by the players you've brought in. Um, so for me, even though I think this will be the close, really close title race this year, I don't think obviously Liverpool will have such luck as they did last year. I think City are gonna, take you for a good run, but I think you guys will edge it. So we know we're going to the champions. Yeah, if we come away with a point, I'll be really, really happy. We come away with a win, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. But again, if we are unsuccessful tomorrow night, yeah, we will probably look at it as if to say, look, that's Anfield out of the way, on to Wolves. Let's look at that one and go again.
yeah,
Yeah, you've got to be realistic, when you go to places. And no, it's not impossible that we can't get a win there. Um, you know, um, I tend to look at it probably a bit more realistically. We can go to Liverpool, we can win. But yeah, if we don't, then we can, like you say, done and dusted. That's Anfield out of the way for another year.
100%, 100%. I'll come into the chat. Hello, everybody. I've kind of alienated the chat a little bit, so apologies for that. Alan C. Hello, Alan. Hope you're well. He's going for 3-0. We will get the score predictions later on in the show. Tally ho, Gary. Hello, hello. Hope you're well. Um, Hello, Stephen. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're good as well. Lovely Manny's an evening, gentlemen. A very interesting game. Reunion for Kerkez with the Cherries. Can't see beyond the Liverpool win. Sadly, Bournemouth haven't been able to crack the Anfield code. No, not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. They haven't.
There's always a time. There's always a time.
No, there's always a time. There is always a time. As I watched your thing this morning, and I know Craig sort of quoted Moloko. The time is now,
Yeah,
so
it did. Yeah.
I did see that. Hello, AFC always as well. Hope you're well. Liverpool pace for games is definitely something Arsenal need to match. Yeah, look, I'll be honest. I look at this game as probably you must win your home games. I would say as well. The next two, obviously Newcastle away, that's going to be absolutely spicy, especially with what's happening with
Yeah.
Alexander Isak. And then Arsenal at home, which is another big game. So yeah, it's not an easy start. Certainly not an easy start for us. Anyway, the champions Liverpool second, Man City, Chelsea third, Arsenal fourth. Interesting, interesting. And Malcolm, hello, Malcolm. How are you? Hope you are well. Another one from up the cherries. So
Yes.
thank you for supporting us. So yeah, appreciate that as well. So last season was a very good season for you. Ninth place finish, which I think is your second highest finish because I know you finished eighth one season. Is that
Uh,
right?
no, no. It was our highest points tally last season, but it's our equal um, best finish, like ninth. We
Equal best finish, yeah.
Yeah, once
Um,
how we reached ninth, which was a 2016-17 season. Second season we were in the Premier League, we finished ninth, and then again last season.
yeah. So yeah, that was a fantastic season because you had a run of beating Man City, Arsenal at the Vitality.
Yeah,
You even did the double over Manchester United.
yeah,
Sorry, you went to Old Trafford and won against Manchester
yeah.
United 3-0 um, again. So Cherries fans will be feeling like maybe we can basically go to Liverpool and get something.
Why not? Why not? Why do we need to fear anybody? On our day, we can pull out performances like we did against United. I mean, 2 seasons in a row. Just want to add in that we've been up to Old Trafford and won 3-0. Just want to chuck that in there.
Yeah.
So on our day, we can give anybody a game, and I think even Arnold Slot said in his press conference today about Bournemouth's high intensity and our high press, and can cause Liverpool potential problems. At the end of the day, we're not going to go up to Anfield and come away with a 3-0 win. If anything, we're going to, we'd have to nick something. We'd have to
Mm.
probably cause your defence some problems and force a mistake, or be quite clinical from a set piece or something like that to get the win. We're probably only edge it by 1 goal, but yeah, I don't think. I think Andoni's got such belief in the players, and they've got so much belief in themselves now that. And even though with the players that we have lost, I know people will keep bringing that up, but I still got a lot of faith in the manager and in the team that we can pull something out of the bag potentially.
Hmm. And I've got to say, Areola, it did take him a bit of time to sort of get the fans with him, but because I remember the start he had, it wasn't very very great. And sorry, Mr. Beasley, I know you might be watching this, but I remember you were calling for his head,
Absolutely,
and
because
calling for a certain Leeds manager to potentially come in and Jesse Marsh. But how well he's transformed you has been absolutely fantastic. And obviously the likes of like Kerkez, Evan Nilsson. You've obviously got Semenyo on the wing. You've obviously had Dango Watara as well. So no, look, I honestly think you'll give us a game tomorrow. I don't think we're the best defensively right now. But then again, that we are sort of integrating sort of Frimpong, sort of Kerkez into this team. What have you made of Liverpool's summer transfer window? Has it surprised you a little bit?
um, I think obviously everyone's been on about how much money Liverpool has spent, haven't they?
Hmm.
But I mean, I think if you look back over a few transfer windows, I don't think Liverpool. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, I don't watch every penny Liverpool spend, but I don't think you've actually spent a lot in a couple of previous transfer windows, have you?
The last transfer window, we spent 10.5 million on Federico Chiesa, and we agreed sort of a deal in principle with Valencia for Marmadashvili, but he stayed out on loan. So um, yeah, we haven't spent much. And the one thing as well, the mistake we made in 2021, we didn't really spend again. It was like Harvey Elliott, Adrian, Fabio Carvalho, Thiago, oh God rest his soul, Jota. Those were the kind of players that sort of came in. So we didn't really sort of strengthen when we
Yeah,
won the league. So I'm happy now that we're actually strengthening the positions that we really really need. I still say we need another centre back, as I've said. Obviously, Giovanni Leone, that looks like it's going to go through very, very soon. Probably, probably by the time we play tomorrow, it'll probably be announced. And he'll probably be like at Anfield to sort of be presented to the crowd. There's talk of Mark Guehi potentially coming in, and
yeah,
obviously the ongoing saga with Alexander
yeah,
Isak. So no, I'm happy we're spending because I felt we sat back in 2021, and I think that's where sort of our downfall happened. Also, Van Dijk got
yeah,
injured. We had to play midfielders at sort of centre back. So
yeah.
I like the fact that we're actually spending money and strengthening positions that we need.
Yeah, I think the thing as well with your transfer window this summer, you've also, I think, sold sensibly as well. And
Mm.
the players that like Keller, for example, who I think is a fantastic goalkeeper. I think that's a great signing for Brentford. Um, your outgoings, I think Liverpool been sensible with as well, and the incomings are very very exciting. Uh, the guy who scored, Ekete, is that how you pronounce it, Ekete?
Ek-
Um,
Ekitike, yeah.
Ekitike. That first sort of 15 minutes against Palace, I thought, wow, what a player Newcastle have missed out on here. I haven't really seen much of him before, to be fair. I've seen the odd goal and that,
Hmm.
heard about him, but actually watching him, I was really impressed. So with your signings, yeah, definitely, I think and this is why I think Liverpool win the league again. And like you've said about the previous time, when you won the league and the transfer window, then this one is a lot stronger for Liverpool. And I agree with you. Another centre back in there, and I think personally, you've had a really really good window. So very very positive for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about obviously some of your transfers that have
Yeah.
obviously came in. Jordi Petrovic.
Hmm.
Now, I'll be honest, I did see Petrovic for Strasbourg
Yeah.
last season. I thought then he was Chelsea's best keeper.
Yeah.
Of the keepers that they had, obviously Robert Sanchez, Philip Jorgensen. I think Marcus Bettinelli was there. He's gone to Man City now.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sort of third choice, fourth choice, etc. Um, but Petrovic, that for me is a real upgrade on Kepa.
Yeah, I mean Kepa. Do you know what? When we first signed Kepa, I thought, "What on earth are we doing here?" But he grew on me last year, Kepa, and does really, um, he fit into our style. How we like to play out from the back. This that. He can use his feet. And he
Yeah.
grew on me, so I was a little bit disappointed when he left. To be fair, but yeah, signing this guy now, it's like really softens that blow because, and I totally agree with what you just said there. He's, I think, and a lot of Chelsea fans have said on a lot of socials as well that he's out the current crop that they've got is their best keeper, in their opinion. And like I
Mm.
said, he had a great season out on loan last year. And yeah, I'm really, really excited by him. I don't know if you saw his double save from the penalty last weekend in the friendly against Real Sociedad, but yeah, wow, what a save! Yeah, good keeper, distributes well. Um, and I think if I was playing in the back four, he's that kind of keeper you want behind you. You can have trust in him. So yeah, really, really happy with that one. Really happy.
And Adrian Truffert, obviously Milos Kerkez replacement. Do you know much about him?
Yeah, like I think touched on a little bit earlier. Yeah, in terms of as a player, I would say he's probably slightly defensively stronger. Um,
Hmm.
I would say in terms of going forward, he's just like Kerkez. He can deliver a good ball. He can assist. Um, so yeah, really for me, he does kind of take over from where Kerkez left off, in my opinion. He's also for his
Yeah.
age. He's already been captain of his previous club. So he's got leadership capabilities as well. So yeah, again, another one that I was very, very happy with. And knowing full well we were going to lose Kerkez to you guys, to be fair, I don't think we probably could have asked for a better signing there.
Yeah, and as we obviously saying just before we were on Diakite, that's obviously one that's signed. We were obviously saying off there. Probably don't expect him to be like part of the sort of the match day squad as like on the bench, etc. But he will be there sort of just to obviously support the team, and you probably be like involved next week, I would say.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
So it's the terms of outgoings that I'm like looking at, and yes, I know people are obviously like mentioning about the sort of the outgoings, but
yeah,
yeah, losing almost an entire back four,
yeah.
Kerkez, Dean Huijsen, Zabarnyi. I suppose the only one really that really sort of is still there is Adam Smith.
Uh,
Um,
Marcus Senesi, sorry.
yeah, Marcus
Senesi.
Senesi as well, but um, were you sad to see those two go? Was it expected that they would go?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those you kind of knew was going to happen. Yeah, a little bit like
Hmm.
Kerkez. Obviously, Kerkez was linked to you guys, pretty much for the whole of last season.
Yeah,
As soon as Dino broke into the squad, Dean Housen, straight away there's this young kiddie there that you're watching week in, week out who was on another level, in my opinion. He had such a
yeah,
mature head on such young shoulders. His capabilities for his age was, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. A really good all round footballer as well. And as soon as that come out that there was a release clause and things like that, you knew it was going to be a matter of time before he attracted interest. And as soon as Real Madrid comes in for you, I mean, how can you say no to Real Madrid? And
yeah,
I remember saying to Malcolm, obviously Malcolm's in the chat here, at the time, and it was around the time of the World Club Cup when that started. He obviously made the move. They triggered the clause. Obviously, nothing you can do once the release clause is triggered. It's down to the player. He was always going to sign for him. And I said to Malcolm, I said, you watch here, go straight into that squad. He's good enough now to go into that Real Madrid squad and cement his place. And I'm pretty certain
yeah,
that's what he's going to continue to do. Zaba, again, the same. Zabarnyi. Again, a young player with, years ahead of his age. Great ball winner. Also good with the ball at his feet. Those two together at the back last season for the time they played together, it was, and I remember sitting there with my brother, my dad, and my friends, and Craig, and that, and saying to them, all through the season, we are lucky to be watching two world class centre backs because they
yeah.
and it's disappointing to lose them. But again, we got to be realistic. Dean Housen come out and said, his original plan was to stay at Bournemouth for 2 seasons, get games under his belt, and then make that kind of step. Obviously, for Dean, it happened a lot earlier. We would love to have kept him longer, but we've got to be realistic as well. And Kirk, as you guys know all about. So yeah, it is disappointing, but then again, our recruitment has brought those players in, and
Mhm.
we really trust the recruitment department. The recruitment that they've brought in over the last several years has been excellent. I mean, look at Dom last season, Dom Slanke. We lost him, I think, on the Saturday, and we had a replacement by the Wednesday in the shape of
Mhm.
Nelson. So, I've got a lot of faith in our recruitment. Obviously, the guys that we brought in, once they get settled in and they're up and running, I think, and we add a couple more hopefully before the end of the window, I'm still positive we can have a good season.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think I think you will have a good season. I don't think there's any question that you won't have a good season. Because I think the way that Andoni Iraola has done well with this team is quite incredible, to
Yeah,
say the very least. Let me go into the chat again.
yeah,
Do, do, do. Manny says, Mr. Harrison, I spoke with Mr. Beasley about your new defender Diakite from Lille. Great pedigree and a good replacement for Huijsen. What say you?
absolutely, Manny. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, like I was just saying earlier, the footage I've seen on YouTube, he's going to fit straight in. Whether he starts against Liverpool, remains to be said. I'm pretty certain he'll be part of the match day squad, but whether he gets chucked straight in there, who knows? But yeah, he's going to become an excellent player for Bournemouth, definitely.
Absolutely. And as AFC, always smash the likes up and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, subscribe over to Up the Cherries in All Departments. I have left Matt's channel description in the description. So, yeah, just press on the channel, click that subscribe button, and you're good to go. Good evening, Red Devil United. Tough game for Bournemouth, probably a win for Liverpool. The Sportcast, all Northeast Sports. Hello. Hi, Douglas. Hope you're well. I was in the stream with Michael Bowers in the chat. Oh, yes. I did. To be honest with you, I was actually in work. So what I had to do is like have the sort of the volume muted, but like I was lurking in and out of that stream. So managed to get like a lunch break, and I was in the chat. Um, you fancy coming in the Liverpool? Absolutely, yeah. Whenever you guys want me, I'll be happy to come on. Absolutely, indeed. And likewise as well. And obviously we'll have Mr. Bowers as well. who I've made very good friends with because, yeah, I don't know if you know this, Matt, but I was at Hearts Sunderland pre-season friendly when Sunderland were in Edinburgh,
Oh yes, yeah,
and yeah, that was 3-0 Hearts, which was quite a surprise. I know you were saying you don't take much sort of notice into pre-season, but that game, Hearts had been like 4 or 5 weeks into the season already, and it's like Sunderland had just been like almost put together, so no
yeah.
surprises there.
No, no,
No surprises there. So yeah, I've made good friends with Mr. Bowers. Anyway, hi Manny. We spoke about Ekitike this evening and are of the opinion that he's a different type of player, but will be a good replacement for Huijsen. He has different attributes.
yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Thomas. Owen Thomas from Copon. How are you? That's another very good Liverpool channel. Please go and check Mr. Thomas out. Manny says, evening, mate, and thank you. Rich says, "How are you?" to Manny. We did an interesting show yesterday. A couple of Arsenal fans you might know. Then he's saying hi to Owen. Uh, everyone's having a chat with everybody. Manny saying, "Evening to you, and great to see you too." Sorry, Mister. I was on another stream with Mister B. I'll check out later. Thoughts on Grimsby in the League Cup? Yeah. Who did you get in the League Cup actually?
Brentford, ironically,
Oh,
so that
old
could be
Premiership clash that.
that could be
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm. Iraola must be a great manager to bring the best out of Kappa. Interesting to see what he'll do with Petrovic. He'll just make him better.
I think
What Maresca couldn't do at Chelsea and in previous managers there. Petrovic is a better goalkeeper in a fairer world. Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah,
what I said, Manny.
yeah. A lot of Chelsea fans
Exactly.
have said that. A lot of Chelsea fans have
Yeah,
said that.
absolutely. Red W nice and happy with the draw. Uh, Cup on Petrovic will be a step up on Kepa. Glad to have him on board, and I got all incoming players believing what Andoni is doing. And hello, Mr. Quinn, Andrew Quinn, big up Douglas in chat, and Matt. Also, another name that shot me today as a Liverpool fan was seeing Sinistera leave use Matt to go on loan to Cruzeiro in Brazil. Well, of all the teams to sort of pick the most sort of famous one, Cruzeiro. That's a
Mm,
really interesting sign. Are
yeah.
you sad to see him go, or do you think it was a case of, well, maybe it was sort of his time to maybe move on?
Yeah, do you know what? He's a very, very talented player. Last pre-season, he had a really good pre-season, but he's always struggled with injuries. Um,
Hmm.
and I think, really, from our perspective, I think it's probably a good thing. It obviously frees up a space for us to bring in. Obviously, we're linked to the winger from Bayern Leverkusen. That might open the window for him to come in anyway, with regardless to what happens with the Dango Atara situation. So I think for both player and club, I think it's a good move. Shame because on his day, he's a really, really talented player. He's just been really unlucky with injuries. Really unlucky.
Hmm. Yeah, we will get to injuries because Owen's asked how will Bournemouth set up against Liverpool. Well, we have reached this time. We have reached the time that we're going to be speaking about obviously team selections. Safe to say, Matt, you have a few injuries, don't you?
Yes, yes, we do. We do. I mean, we had a period last year where we had a few injuries, and we were on a really, really good run. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, the biggest one for me being out. Well, two big ones really for me. Um, Cliver, 100%. I
Yeah, that's a massive blow.
he's my like number one player really. To be fair, um, and obviously Ryan Christie as well, who when he plays in that sort
Yeah.
of midfield role, he's that midfield engine. We really, really will miss that. But
I've
again,
got I've got I've got to say on just Ryan Christie, Iraola knows how to play where Ryan Christie's strengths are. Steve
yes,
Clark doesn't. Absolutely doesn't. I'll say that as a Scotsman now. He does not know where his best position is. Either plays him wide left, either plays him wide right, or plays him right behind the striker.
yeah,
But no, honestly, no.
yeah, no,
Basically doesn't know how to use him, whereas Areola does. And I think he has just been superb in that holding position for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's funny, isn't it, sometimes how managers can see different qualities in players. I mean, if you look at an example like Eddie Howe at Newcastle, Joe Linton, look what he's done
Hmm.
with his career, by changing him into that central midfield role is completely re-energized his career. And with Christie, Andoni's done something similar where he's seen an attribute that Christie can use to his advantage in that sort of deeper role. And like I say, he's and Malcolm, if he's still in the chat, he'll agree with me. He was Bournemouth's engine last year in that midfield. So yeah, it is funny, isn't it, how managers see different things, and with him doing so
Hmm.
well in that position for Bournemouth, it's surprising that Scotland haven't looked at that and gone, well, actually, can he do a role for us in that position? You know,
Yeah, yeah, but that's Steve Clark for you as well. Lewis Cook, I believe, is he out?
he's injured, but he would have been suspended anyway because he had a straight red against Leicester, so he would have been out for the game anyway. But he is currently injured, so he would miss anyway.
Yeah. And is that it as far as injuries and
Uh,
suspensions are concerned?
Injuries. Who else is out? Do you know what? There's probably someone that I've spoken about tonight on another show that I've probably just forgotten about. Um, there is a few. Dango Atara might not be part of the squad. Um,
No,
that's
understandable because of the Brentford links. Yeah.
the situation. So Andoni has said in his press conference that he's not sure whether he will be part of the squad. He's still training, and he's still involved, with the squad. But whether he's part of the matchday squad is we get to see. But yeah, in terms of injuries, I think that's it. To be fair, because we did on our match preview, we did a lineup prediction. I'm just looking at that now, and the subs as well that we've got potentially. So I think that's it.
Hmm. As far as we're concerned, well, Ryan Gravenberch is suspended. He got a red card against Crystal Palace in the last game of the season, but he'll be back. He'll be back for the Newcastle game. Connor Bradley, I think, is still out injured. I think he's going to be out, so I would imagine Frimpong will probably start right back. Joe Gomez did return to training. Um,
Yeah, I saw that.
Joe Gomez did return to training, but I don't know if he's. Slot said actually in his press conference that he could maybe make the bench, um, but I think it's sort of more sort of a inkling. Maybe he may be sort of rested and sort of get back to speed. Um, as far as that is concerned, I don't think there's anybody else that I can think of. Um,
We're gonna.
no, I can't think of anybody else.
We've also
I think
got
it's
Unel missing as well, the Turkey striker. He's still coming back
yes.
from an injury as well. And I think that's it from us. I think.
Hmm. One player I do want to speak to you about
Mm.
is Antoine Semenyo.
Yes,
How much of a boost is it that he signed a new contract?
massive, massive. You know what? He was linked to so many clubs. I think he was linked to every single top six club. Um, Between from Christmas onwards, and this is where really the transfer window could have been a lot worse because potentially we could have lost him. Um,
Mm,
Semenyo is a fantastic player. He's come from Bristol City, and when he came from Bristol City, I thought, where does this guy kind of fit in? How is he going to improve us? And wow, I mean, he's made that left side his own, and
yeah,
he's fabulous. And what I love about him is that when he comes in and he cuts in, as soon as he cuts in, I think, God, go on, have a go. And he scored quite a few goals by doing that. But he can also create as well, and he's also versatile. If we do need him to lead the line, he can lead the line. If we need him to play in sort of like the Clivert role in behind the forward, he can do that, and he can play out wide. So yeah, he was massive, massive boost to keep him, massive boost, and I think like he said, the reason why he stayed is because he felt wanted. That was
Yeah,
really, really important for him. That he felt wanted, and he knows he's going to play. He knows he's going to play for us, and you know, a great, great player who's developing year on year. And I think this year he's going to be better than last year. So yeah, really, really happy with that.
yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to come into the chat very quickly because I did see a couple of wee comments. Can never understand why Christie plays left wing for Scotland. Neither can we, Malcolm. Neither can we. It seems to just be only Andoni Iraola that knows his best position, to say the very least. Apparently, Douglas as well. Alex Crook said today he spoke to people in Parliament, and apparently they said Leone could be as good as Van Dijk if he continues to develop well. I'm very excited to see. Probably the most looking Italian that looks Scouse, which I don't think I would ever have wanted to say that, but yeah, it's quite interesting. Ballum has got loads of questions. Hello, Ballum, hope you're well. We could have lost a menu in Clever, but pleased they've chosen to
Yeah,
stay.
yeah,
Um, Kirk is an awesome player. You won't regret signing him and become a big favourite at Anfield. Yeah, I think he's going to be really, really good. And yeah, thank you, Malcolm, for sharing your thoughts on this too. So tomorrow, how do you think you'll set up tomorrow? Will you allow us to have the ball and then you catch us on the counter, or how do you see it going tomorrow?
I think because you guys are so good. I think obviously you're going to have a lot of the possession anyway.
Mm,
I think for us, key, and I said in our match preview, key for us is the counter attack, and I think if we can expose the flanks and the likes of Semenyo and whoever plays on the other side, possibly, I think with the Dango situation, I'd imagine possibly Brooks will go in there. If those kind of players and the fullbacks can expose on the flanks, from counter attacks, we can possibly cause you some problems. Our high press as well, if we can try and force your back line into making some mistakes, because I mean that's even something that Slots highlighted. That can possibly
yeah.
cause you guys problems. So the key for me is midfield. The battle in midfield. I think I'd imagine Adams would definitely start. I would probably partner him with Alex Scott. So those two will need to be on top form to win the ball back for us, break you guys down. But yeah, you're gonna have a lot of the ball. And I think at times we may just let you have the ball and try and entice you in a little bit. But yeah, I think it's key in the midfield and on the flanks for us. Also, if we are to nick it, we have got to be quite prolific from set pieces. I'm talking more
Mm-hmm.
corners, direct corners and things like that. Obviously, we do have a few good set piece corner routines, which obviously the likes of Arsenal saw last season. Obviously finishing that one. So yeah, we can surprise people from corners as well. So that's going to have to be we're going to have to be on top form. I think, like I say, if we're going to get anything out of the game, it's going to be a bit of a smash and grab, I think. But yeah, I would say in terms of setting up, we will go with our normal formation, the back four, the two sort of holding defensive midfield roles, um, the three attackers with Evan Nilsson leading the
Yeah,
line in front of them. Obviously, personnel wise, you're looking at not having Clivert, who obviously would be straight in there. Obviously, from his pre-season, for me, Dango would be straight in there, but obviously with the situation that's going on,
yeah.
he isn't going to be. So I think probably the fourth line will probably be, Evan Nilsson up top, Semenyo out on the left. I think after the game against Real Sociedad, I think I'd put Tavernier in behind, and then Brooks out on the right, because Brooks, I think, has had a fairly decent pre-season as well, and deserves the chance to start. I think right back selection could be key for me, especially if Kerkez starts. Obviously, we touched on
Mm,
something a little bit earlier. Has Smithy got the legs to, from an attacking side, beat Kerkez? Quite possibly not. Our other right back, Arehu, Mexican international, he's really, really pacey, but I would probably say defensively Smith's better. So there's a key decision
mm.
there, I think, if we're facing Kerkez, um, on who we possibly select at right back, to stop the attacking from that side, is possibly key. But yeah, I mean, in terms of centre backs, our new signing, I think, will possibly be on the bench. So that would leave James Hill and Marcus Nessie to be the two centre backs, with Adrian Chauffeur filling in at left back. So yeah, that's kind of the personnel and how we line up, I think.
And obviously Petrovic in goal.
And obviously Petrovic, yeah, that's a no brainer. Yeah, yeah. Obviously Petrovic goal. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, well, I think Liverpool will line up as follows. I know Alisson started the Charity Shield game. Um, I think the next time you'll probably see Marmadashvili playing the League Cup or maybe Champions League. I think you might see, actually you might see maybe Alisson and maybe Marmadashvili sort of swapping maybe in some games. I
right.
think we've kind of seen now with obviously Alisson being the age he is, he does seem to get a few more sort of wee sort of niggly injuries. So I think that's why sort of Marmadashvili's came in. Look, I've been very happy with Marmadashvili so far. One thing I think he does need to do though is improve his kicking. They do say he is they do say that a lefty doesn't have a very good kicking as a goalkeeper. So but no, I think I'm happy with him so far. But I do think the lineup will be. I think Alisson will start in goal. I don't think Bradley will be quite ready for this game, so I'm going to go Frimpong, Kanate, and Van Dijk. Now, this is the question: does Kerkez start?
Mm. I've got a funny feeling that we see both of Kerkez and Robertson tomorrow night.
I think we might as well. I'm going to start. See, I think possibly we could start Robertson tomorrow.
Yeah,
And then it's a case of sort of who plays in that sort of that central defensive midfielder because obviously Gravenberg is suspended. We did play Jones and Soboslai the other night there in the Charity Shield game, and I didn't think it quite worked. So, in terms of a defensive point of view, I would honestly say this: I'd love to see Vitaro Endo tomorrow, and then I think it would be Soboslai. Then your three behind the striker would be Sal on the right, Gakpo on the left, Wirtz through the middle, and then Ekitike up front. I do think that will be the side that starts tomorrow. Um, and also, I am predicting a really big future for Rio Ingumua. Um, if he's on the bench tomorrow, I could potentially see him coming on tomorrow. This guy is really bright. 16 years old. Chelsea fans didn't want to get rid of him. So yeah, that's one to look out for. Ingumua, 16 years of age, rapid, and I think he's had a really really good preseason. So there's people been sort of predicting sort of breakout stars. He's one of them. I think there's another one at Chelsea, Estavio. I think he's a possibility for another one. But yeah, Rio Ingumua, only 16 years of age. I honestly think he will get minutes this season because obviously Diaz is away and obviously Nunez is away. Yeah, so we have come to that time, Matt, of score predictions. What are you going to go for?
yeah, yeah. Difficult, isn't it? Do I go with the head or do I go with the heart? That's the question. I can't really not back my team. I'm one of those. I've always got to back my team, but at the same time, I've got to be a tad realistic. So, in our match preview um, yesterday, which thank you to you for contributing to as well, I went with a 2-2 draw. Just
2-2
because,
draw.
yeah, just because I just can't not say we're ever going to lose. My heart won't let me do that. But yeah, no, let's be serious. It's going to be a really, really tough game. We are going to the champions. We know that. And if we do get a draw tomorrow, that'd be a great first point on the board for the season.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stick what I've said all week. What's going to happen? I'm going to go 3-1. But as I've said, I do think you get a goal because, as again I've said, I don't think we're the best defensively at the moment. But I do think that we do have players that can really sort of hurt you. Obviously, we have Wirtz, Salah, Gakpo, and obviously Ekitike, and then you could probably see the likes of maybe, I don't know, maybe obviously Ngamo come on, possibly McAllister. Yeah, McAllister's an interesting one.
Mm.
I think what's happening with McAllister is they're really sort of nursing him back ever so slowly. Really, what's happened to Rodri at Manchester
Yeah,
City? He's now got another injury.
yeah,
I don't think it's quite as serious as first feared, but again, it's kind of sort of nursing a player back when they've had like a really sort of long term injury.
yeah,
So yeah, I think possibly McAllister will probably be coming off the bench like he did against Crystal Palace. But yeah, 3-1. Semenyo for Bournemouth. Going to go Ekitike to score on his debut. Going to go Wirtz to score on his debut, and Salah. Who else loves a goal against Bournemouth? Does Mohamed Salah? So no, look, I'm looking forward to this game. I mean, last season was quite interesting as well because you actually took the lead through an offside goal, and then we went up the other end and scored an absolute beauty from Darwin Núñez.
yeah, yeah. Because that was the second game of the season, I think. Um,
Hmm.
Anfield. It's funny because the last few years we've played one of the either the first or second game of the season. So
Yeah,
we've always played Liverpool quite early. But yeah, now yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We like I say, yeah. I mean, to be honest, how
set pieces could be key then.
this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I think if we are gonna nick anything up there, set pieces are going to be key for Bournemouth.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says Arne said in a Sky interview when he was asked Ekitike and Isak, he said he sees Ekitike as the number 9 striker who can shift left, and said we need another striker and another number 9. He said, I think we know what the name is, but it's whether or not we stump up the cash or not. I think tomorrow Wirtz will cause problems. Him and Ekitike linked up very well last weekend. Yeah, they did. I
They
mean,
did.
the first goal for us in that Charity Shield game, and Wirtz just played it off to Ekiteke, and Ekiteke just finished it so coolly. Like, I was really, really impressed with his finishing,
Yeah,
and in that game, I thought he was
yeah,
very, very good at that.
yeah. It was.
Stephen, going 3-1 as well. So yeah, he knows as well. Matt, it's been a pleasure to have you on the channel, my friend. It's great to get you back on. Obviously not tomorrow, but obviously best of luck for the rest of the season. Um, just finally, where do you think you guys will be finishing this season?
You know what? I think since Andoni's come in, we've made gradual progress each season that he's been here. So even though I know everyone's going to say, look at the players you've lost, this, that, and the other, I still would like to think we can make another little bit of progress again, possibly, or maybe equal last season. Be in the top 10.
Hmm.
Um, because obviously we do have a 5-year plan for Europe, which we're pretty much halfway through now. Our owner Bill Foley wants us to achieve European football within 5-year period. So if that is still going to be on track, we're going to need to kind of equal last season's performance. And I've got the belief. So yeah, top 10 for me.
Top 10. Yeah. Obviously, for me, it's obviously going to be, trying to sort of defend our
Yeah.
title. I'd also say I want us to go really deep in the Champions League this season.
Mm.
Because the fact is, we got PSG in the last 16 last year, and they
Yeah.
obviously went on and won it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's a bit of a sort of a different story this time. But yeah, I feel we've got the squad to sort of battle on all four fronts. Obviously, when this Leone comes in, he'll bolster up the defence, and obviously Guehi comes in, and obviously Isak comes in. I know people are saying we need like another left winger as well, but for me, I think you just have Gakpo, and I think you have Ingamo to coming in. If you get Chiesa there as well, which
Yeah.
who I think has actually been told he's staying. To be honest, Matt, I honestly do. I think he is going to be staying.
Wow. Wow. I think when you look at your squad as a whole, I think if you stay injury free, you can go far in all competitions really. I think
Hmm.
Champions League and the FA Cup and Carabao Cup and defend your league title. I think it's key that if you keep everybody fit, I think you do all well in all four competitions.
Well, fingers crossed. But yeah, as I've said, thank you very much for coming on. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yep. So you can find Up the Cherries in all departments, or UTCIAD for short, on YouTube. Obviously, we've got the YouTube. It's a bit of a mouthful, the name, isn't it? You can blame. Um, yeah, so you can find us on YouTube. We're on all the social platforms. We mainly use our Facebook profile quite a lot. So on there, we're also on Spotify. Is it Acast as well? I mean, there's so many different platforms that we're on that Craig's got us on. So yeah, very easy to find. Instagram as well. I think we even got an Instagram account. So yeah, we're pretty much everywhere. And we do a whole variety of shows across the board. We also cover sometimes non-Bournemouth related things as well. So yeah, good little community. And yeah, we seem to be growing quite a bit at the minute. So yeah, no, it's all good. All good. So yeah, like I say, you can find us pretty much everywhere.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
I've got to say as well, I do like your new format for your match previews. I
Yes.
think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I got to say, I will take full credit for that. um, yeah, no, the match previews myself and Craig have been discussing for a little while, and Craig wasn't too um, not he wasn't too happy with them, but he felt that something needed a change, and I kind of said to him, "Well,
Yeah,
let me work on an idea." Worked on it over the summer, and then collectively looked at it together and thought, "Yeah, that's how we go." And yeah, I quite proud of what we've done, and that's going to be the format going forward. And obviously, channels that we're close to, like yourself, we'll still keep all you guys involved with, like the segment you recorded for us yesterday. So we keep
yeah.
that interaction with other channels as well. And yeah, that's how it's going to be going forward. And we also have a new match reaction show as well coming out. It will be on a Monday night, normally at 7 p.m., which is being hosted by another co-host of ours, Ollie. So yeah, we got a new match reaction show as well called Cherry Slaps. Interesting name. Which Ollie's worked really hard on over the summer as
Yeah,
well. So yeah, a lot of new things coming up. So yeah, we're pretty pleased.
excellent. Well, you can find Matt over at Up the Chairs in all departments, and yeah, as I said, not tomorrow, but best of luck for the rest of the season. As I've said,
And
Malcolm says great show, guys. Thank you very much. Stephen says great stream. Owen says he really enjoyed that, and Lee coming in very late there as well. Holy, hope you are doing very well. But guys, the Premier League is back tomorrow. Enjoy it. It's going to be mad. It's going to be mental. There's going to be drama. Probably a lot of controversy as well over the 38 games. I don't think there's not any when that is, but no. Oh, there you go. Owen's just subscribed.
oh, thank you very much. Cheers, much appreciated. I'll do the same. We'll all subscribe to you as well, buddy. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you very much for watching. As I said, please do leave a like on the video. Please do hit that subscribe button on this channel and on Up the Cherries and All Departments. And aye, 38 game weeks of the Premier League to come. Let's enjoy it and see what will materialise. And I'll be back very, very soon with another match preview. Take care. Bye bye for now.